record button so I can actually. Uh, anyways, Toga Southwest is a podcast that I do. It's supposed to be every Thursday, but I actually, for the past couple, felt kind of sick. I don't know what it was. Weird cough that did not go away. So I didn't want to cough and do this at the same kind of did in my last. Toga Southwest is basically it's my podcast. Um, the next slide. So, who am I? Your voice is cutting out a little bit. On oh, thank you. How about now? Should be all right now. Probably kill that sound. But yeah, so this is who I am. You know, I'm the Wandering Raven, of course. Well, it's my online alias. But this is Toge Southwest. I'm doing this mainly because I've been trying to push myself to ever since my mom passed away in 2019. She passed away like 2 days after my drift event that I had at Vegas Drift and all that. I was having so much fun, and 2 days later, my mom passed away. So it's been really hard for me to get back up and on my feet. And I've been trying to do something at least once a week, or if it's the whole weekend, I would do something to the car or one of my cars during that time. Mm. So I'm trying. I decided to use Toga Southwest as like a vlog style podcast way of showing this is what I'm doing, how I'm gonna do it, and not just that, but it's like a. I also wanted to do coverage on drift events and stuff like that. In the future, I would love to get like some type of talks going on with other drivers, other things as well. Maybe in the future, I want to be. Maybe I'll grow the community in some way to where it mimics the old Hoge Northwest that I was introduced to in 2010. Hoge Northwest was something when inside my book I actually wrote a lot about this. But in 2009, I went to Oregon. I basically had so much trauma and drama and stuff like that all dropped on me throughout the whole 2010 era or 2009 era to a point I had to say I had enough. I need a whole new change. I need to let everything go and go. And that's what I did. I moved to Oregon for a year, and upon that year, I joined a car community called Toge North. That's where the toge came from. Toge is actually a word from the Japanese word for mountain pass. So, and that's where a lot of that became like in Oregon. There's a lot of mountain passes, a lot of mountain running, a lot of drift and grip racing and stuff like that. So I got involved with them, but it's actually all in a legit courses called Drift X and Auto X and stuff like that. It was a really fun time. It was a really game changer. A lot of they had their own dramas, but what they don't know is I never really got to tell my story because I was still trying to understand everything that has happened to me. So it's my like a new way of thinking for myself to actually say, hey, I need to do something. So hopefully that makes sense. So this is what I've been doing. This is what I'm starting with. Hopefully this branches off a little more. Hopefully I have ideas. I'm getting my drift card to hopefully start going back to events again. That is pretty much who I am. Move on to the next slide. Well, that should have been two, but that's okay. Because the other slide was what's going on with 2025, which I've already covered that already in the first three episodes. All right, so the recent updates and other projects. This is where I bring up one thing. Here we go. Start with this. Like for a 1987 200S, also known as an S12. Um, this is like the heart and soul of the freaking electrical wiring for the body harness, the dang car. Everything relies on this stupid switch. Without this, I wouldn't have lights. I wouldn't have headlights. I wouldn't have turn signals or any signal at all. Um, and for some odd reason, without this, it actually shorts out other lighting, other electricals inside. So hopefully, having this should also resolve an issue that I found also last weekend with there's a couple of fusible links next to the battery that were all of a sudden getting extremely hot, and I want to hopefully resolve that by this weekend too. Hopefully it was just this. This feels like a brand new Switch. It's amazing how I found that really cheap on eBay. So, on top of that, I've been turning it on. It's actually starting and idling perfectly in a way. It still needs a tune. It has like little, still has still has a like some type of little idle issue going on, but that's something I'm still going through. Um, Mod reason OBS does not. Oh, let me get that real quick. And this is pretty much the car I'm talking about. I can't really. Yeah, yeah, I can't really zoom it in, but it's pretty much the car. It has a CA18 DET in it. Has a turbo, big turbo. As soon as I get the headlight switch in, might see if I can try to back it out. Since I put fuel in it this weekend too. Need to clean up the inside. That's what I'm also been doing. Um, but yeah, it was idling really great. I have no lights working whatsoever because I've headlight switched out. So weird how it controls all the lights. And I had this happen on Monday. The clutch pedal went straight to the ground. So that's my other project I'm gonna have to investigate this weekend. Headlight switch. There's that. I pretty much gone to my garbage area, but doing that's the old headlight switch. Uh, yeah. Also went to the junkyard to see if I can find anything. Every now and then I'll find random stuff at the junkyard. The Batmobile. Don't walk around. Did post it right. Yeah. This is uh this is why I like going to the junkyard. Get to see this cool random stuff. Somebody took an Ultima or Maxima, a Nissan something, and turned into like a weird Batmobile like. Funny. Yeah. uh, Yep. We got that. We got that going on. I do have an exhaust leak from this. This is my daily driven car. Since this is back down again, I'm driving this daily, which is a 1986 200 SX, or also known as an S12. I did find a way to take that exhaust leak and do something about it. But pretty much what I got going on. My projects, it's my updates. Wiring. Been cleaning up the wiring inside. I had the ECU finally. I'm working on building. I had to build a custom cluster gauge, which I still need to buy the clusters for. I'm trying to make it to where I'll just put them in as I go. I'm trying to make like a whole nice little layout for it. But those are projects. Yeah, so what's next? Um, so I did cover a little bit before and what's next because everything I think I was just talking about. I'm kind of like rambling along with everything. So this weekend, we're installing this. We're going to finish cleaning up the wiring inside. We're going to make sure all my lighting and everything is working. Investigate more um the extra heating of the cables here. What else is there? Sunday, I'm gonna go. I am definitely gonna go. Oh, get to that momentarily. So Sunday, I'm going out to Vegas Strip. See if I can find that. Yeah, I'm totally into cars. This is where I'm going on Sunday. Las Vegas Import Face Off, March 2nd. Want to drive it, but my car's not ready. But yeah, used to do a lot of driving. Let's see here. Here. Mm. So pretty much we know what's next. So I'm popping my closing. I'll go real quick, or not real quick, but can't play sound because OBS is acting weird. But let's see. Oh, that's out there. I'm trying to. In a playlist? I think it is. Trying to show more about this real quick. This is a while ago for fun runs. Oh, fun. Oops. This is what I used to do a lot of. Yeah, totally into cars. I've always been into cars because it made a huge change in my life. Uh, so basically riding passenger side on this one because of my old GoPro. I get a new one of those too. How long does it take? Oh, this is like the fourth run. Probably not gonna hear any of that sound though. It's alright, you hear a lot of air anyways, but yeah. Everything's on my Wondering Raven channel. Because I'm gonna have a lot more power too. I'm gonna be able to clear a lot of this stuff finally. It's gonna be fun getting used to this new setup, the new motor and everything. Did clear that. But yeah, those were fun times. I used to do this almost every day. It was really good. So every day I was always at the track. Every time they have an event. Like actually really cool. I love watching these videos over again. Did I really clear that one? Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, that was it. That was a clear one. That was yeah, that actually connected that whole thing there. At the time, I couldn't get those down because the headlight switch was breaking. Yeah. So in closing, this is what I'll this is what I love doing. This is my hobby. This is the everything, you know. I love doing this. I love getting out on the track. I love getting that sideways action. It's exhilarating yet fun. This is like and this is like the most diverse freaking motorsport you can actually be in than anything else. Hmm. Like so it's a fun thing. It's fun. I have no words for it really. Uh, more and more and more. Those were fun times. I want to get back to it so badly. I call it sideways therapy. So let's see what else is there to go with that. So got a lot of things to do this weekend. I'll definitely cover a lot what I can. Mostly images for the Vegas Drift on Saturday. Um, what else is there to do other than I got a lot to do? Um, might research more into maybe making my daily into another daily drifter. So when this is down, I'll have this too. That'll be fun. Of course. Hmm. Yeah, would be neat to ride along. Hmm. I think it'd be more like anybody that rides along, they end up gripping everything and they sing because it's just it gets that weird thrill. Like if you're in the passenger seat, it's like it throws you and it doesn't throw you like your neck wise, it throws your body wise. And you're like you get punching down for your life, but yet but you're totally secure. Not going anywhere as long as you don't open the door or put your hands outside the window or your feet outside the window. But in closing, since I'm better now, I'm gonna do this more often again. This is season two, so there's a whole season already made from last year. Doing this to keep myself accountable. But I think I'm going to be a lot better now. And when it comes to that, I think, well, I don't think, I know that I'm going to be a lot better now. I think what really triggered that to make me want to become more involved with my car again, more wanting to try to get it running and going now. It's going to be the silliest thing ever. Uh, long before my mom passed away, she watched a movie, a show called Breaking Bad. I never wanted to watch it because, well, I did want to watch it, but I never really wanted to sit down and binge watch it because it had a lot to do with, no, I had cancer. I fought cancer. I survived cancer. I'm here today. This was over 25, 30 years ago now. No, 25, back in 2003. Um, and I didn't want it to trigger something of that, which it kind of did after I actually watched it. But guess what really hurt the most was my mom and I used to have this relationship about watching we watch shows all the time. We would watch shows. I guess it started like in we used to sit down and watch 90210 back in early 90s together and we used to talk about it all the time. Uh technically be the mystery theater 3000 of these shows that we would watch or movies. Yes, that was our thing. And that's what really hurts me the most is like my mom been wanting me to watch Breaking Bad for so long, and I finally said, you know what? I sat down and watched it 2 weeks ago. I watched every episode up until last week, and it's like, in a way, the PTSD for my cancer did kick in a little bit, but what really hurt the most was I got the show done. And when I got the show done, I couldn't call my mom, let her know, hey, I finally watched the show, talk about all the stuff that I watched. Like we used, and I think that hit me the worst because I ended up uncontrollably crying pretty much all night then. And it really hurt in a way, but knowing that that was the thing that connected my mom and I together as not just daughter and mother kind of thing, but more like friends. We were like best friends when it comes to that. We bonded over that, and she knew how much I enjoyed getting in the car, driving, and at this point, this is something I have to do and something I need to do because it's what I want to do. And payroll ads are disabled, and ads, of course. So there'll be no ads on YouTube. Yes. So, in closing, that is it. I should be back tomorrow, and I have an idea for something new. So, in closing, I'll be back tomorrow. Um, call it an ending now. Even though it does say 11 p.m., but I am really tired. My eyes are killing me. It's the end of my podcast. I'll be back tomorrow. Um, might be playing a different game. I know it's been a while since I actually played Warframe, but I might actually get back into Warframe because a lot of new stuff's been dropping. Um, but I've been kind of working on Sea of Thieves again. Might play a different game tomorrow, though. We might actually jump in and earn my Ninja Turtle stars because I love Ninja Turtles. Slaughtering them. And on Call of Duty, like Call of Duty, but my brother plays it. But yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm a cancer survivor. Mm. Oh, yeah. I've also recently just wrote a book, everything too. I've currently listed it on vegashackwear.com. So it's posted through here every now and then, but uh, yeah, I'm a cancer survivor. Back in 2003, I had to undergo chemotherapy, had to undergo a lot of surgeries. I was fighting it inside. Unknowingly, I was fighting it inside for over 7 years. It was spread pretty much to almost every organ at the time. I walked into the hospital all green because it was choking my liver to death. And what else? But yeah, um, about 6 months after that is after experimental drugs and chemotherapy. He was gone. Well, in remission, and it never came back. So I'm thankful for that. Yep. I'm a lot of times I question myself on it, but it's like I put up like a Q&A thing after this, huh? But yeah, I survived cancer. I'm here today, so we're good. I mean, book does have a content warning for attempted stuff back in 2009, but that's why I had to get up and go to Oregon. And I came back to Vegas because I got held against my will. And I recently just put one of my users away too, doing doing some time in federal prison thanks to that book, which is oh, there's a lot of stuff happened, a lot of stuff I wish I can call up and tell my mom about, but you know what? It is what it is. Pretty much, I'm still trying to cope with it. But 2019, my mom passed away suddenly out of nowhere. She was struggling with heart problems to begin with. She had heart disease and and some other heart problems, and she was actually we were just talking that weekend before, and I showed her my video of how fun I had trying to make it like a ride along, a ride along video where if she was like in the seat, she would be going with. No, she's seen that, and that was the last video she's seen me being happy. And then Tuesday morning, I get the call that she just collapsed on the ground as she got up, and that scared the shit out of me. Really, it hurt. I know it's been like over 5 years now, but it still feels like I got that call yesterday, and it's why I'm doing this. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to keep positive. I'm trying to keep things going. No worries. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to do. This Toge Southwest. It's a togesouthwest.com. I'm trying to get everything going there. I'm trying to figure out a way to trying to find like a vendor of some sort that I can sign up with that could just print my designs on designs and start selling Toge Southwest merch. I want to do the same for Vegas Hackware too. Figured in some way if I could get some capital in that way, maybe I could start building a business and I can actually don't have to be so stressed from the job I'm currently in, but it's a thing. That's kind of what I'm doing. But anyways, I my throat is starting to burn up from all the stuff. Oh, here I am. My throat's burning up, and I spend like hours freaking meetings all week. Ooh. But anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. I'll be back tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. like normal. I might be a little late depending on what I do. Might actually go back to the gym tomorrow since I'm actually feeling 10 times better now. I'm not coughing every second. Mm. So that's a good sign. And if I go to the gym, then I'll be on shortly after. But other than that, see how it goes. And thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being there. And hope for tomorrow. Have a good night.